From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. Well, a high-impact winter storm is on the way this weekend, and it will spread snow and ice across more than 24 states from Texas through the Carolinas and Massachusetts. The amount and extent of snow and ice could cut power and disrupt travel for days and increase the risk to lives and property as well. AccuWeather's Jonathan Porter said that hundreds of thousands of people could potentially go without electricity and heat for extended periods of time. So much snow and sleet may occur that roads could become clogged in areas ill-equipped to handle even a light coating of snow, let alone several inches, from Texas and Oklahoma to the Mississippi Valley. In areas where a thick glaze of ice forms, scores of trees and power lines may come down, and removing ice from streets, highways, parking lots, and sidewalks may be difficult or impossible, especially where ice melting supplies are limited. Utility crews could be overwhelmed by the scope of the storm. Some highways, secondary roads, and streets may be impassable for days across large portions of Texas and Oklahoma, as well as heavily populated areas of Georgia, the Carolinas, and Virginia. During and after the storm, frigid conditions with temperatures dropping into the 20s, teens, and even the single digits may cause pipes to burst and lead to additional property damage. Now, for example, temperatures are forecast to drop below freezing for 60 consecutive hours in Dallas. Porter said that it does not appear that this cold wave will be as long-lasting or as intense as the historic and deadly February 2021 cold outbreak, but this cold wave will coincide with a major snow and ice storm. Thousands of flight cancellations are likely across the country this weekend, with some airports that experience significant ice buildup or heavy snow being forced to close for an extended period of time. A push of Arctic air from the north, in many cases the coldest air of the winter so far, will determine the northern edge of the snow, the southern extent of the ice, and where a mix of snow and ice occurs. In some areas, the prolonged nature of the storm could result in snow, ice, or a combination lasting well beyond 24 hours. Some areas in the southern part of the nation could experience their worst snow or ice storm in years. In portions of the Northeast, this could end up being the biggest storm of the winter so far, aside from localized lake effect. A swath of snow heavy enough to shovel and plow is setting up from northeastern New Mexico and northwestern Texas through Kansas and northern Oklahoma to southeastern New York, New Jersey, and central and southern New England by the end of the weekend. Major metro areas in the path of the storm include Dallas, Austin, Oklahoma City, Nashville, Atlanta, Charlotte, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City, and Boston. Some locations on the colder side of the storm could receive between 6 and 12 inches of snow or more, where sleet, rain, or dry air is limited. More than 2 feet of snow may pile up in parts of the Appalachians. Motorists and airline passengers are advised to check the forecast at various points in their journey to avoid getting stranded in the storm, which is forecast to expand from the plains to the Atlantic coast and north into portions of the Midwest and the interior Northeast. On the southern edge of the storm, near the Gulf Coast and southern Atlantic coast, a few thunderstorms may rumble with the potential for localized severe weather, perhaps centered on Florida. Even after the storm departs, temperatures may remain near or below freezing throughout much of the eastern U.S., which could prolong the impacts of the storm into next week. AccuWeather's Emma Belcher said that even after snow and ice subsides across the southeast, some locations will be slow to rise above freezing. This will prolong impacts as snow and ice will not be quick to melt and could easily refreeze overnight. High temperatures in the single digits and teens across the Midwest and Northeast into early next week could also make snow removal difficult, raising the risk of hypothermia and frostbite for those outside for long periods of time. That's all for now. You can continue to follow this developing situation on AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more
from AccuWeather.